You're listening to another great show from the Nod Network. Find more great content at nerdod.com.
So there I was, minding my own business before, casually drinking my Friesch. When all of a sudden I spat it out because I was flabbergasted by what I seen.
Wow, you're really setting us up, Reg.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd OD podcast. It's 3 guys and 4 eyebrows. How are you doing, guys?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, how about you, Steve? How are you doing?
It was a genuine mistake.
What's that? What are you talking about? What are you
shaving
talking
off your
about?
eyebrows?
Well, normally I go to the nice Turkish man and he shaves
it for you.
my face and head and sets fire to my ears. We've talked about this before, right? And there's been times before when Reg has been like, "Oh my god, you've got no eyebrows," but I still had them. They were just trimmed. Now, normally he takes me by surprise. He says the word eyebrows in a Turkish accent and he just shaves them from left to right. So I'm here on my own in my little quarantined tiny house with just me and H. John Benjamin, and I shaved my face, and then I'm like, my eyebrows are getting ridiculous, like, because Dan, you're old like me.
My eyebrows have always been ridiculous. I've got monobrow, and it's quite.
Do you ever get one eyebrow that just like one hair that just grows at like 6 times the rate of all the other hairs?
No, I don't have any of those.
It's one of the few things that if like anyone came up to me and was like, you can change one thing in your life, it wouldn't be like, can I have more money? It'd be like, can you just sort my eyebrows out?
Yeah, these
like,
miscellaneous hairs. That just like, honestly, I'll be minding my own business watching TV, and all of a sudden I'll see like a bit of distortion in my peripheral, and it'll be a rogue eyebrow that's just fallen down and is in my eye.
Yeah, I just have hairs that grow in places that there shouldn't be hairs, really. That's all. That's getting old.
So they're just, some of them grow really fast. So anyway, so I thought, right, I'm going to do the Turkish barber thing. I'll just go from left to right in one swoop, like what he does. So I did it, and what I've realized is he must use one of those guards, you know, where it makes it like a number 2 or a number 3.
With an electric shaver.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely does. How is that not entirely obvious?
Just hear Reg giggling.
Yeah.
You're just looking at the guards on your actual electric razor at home going, definitely doesn't. Definitely does.
I haven't got any guards, which is why I gave myself a skinhead the other day. But now they're just gone, and it feels so weird. And I look bizarre. I look like I can't remember the name of the character. I look like an alien. It's ridiculous. I look like a white potato.
The thing is, this is the sort of thing that could happen, and the sort of time this could happen, that you would never have to tell anyone. Yet you chose to put it on social media for everyone to know.
The reason for that is, one, because I'm trying to sort of, keep in touch with everybody. So not just
so you know,
not
I
just
have
the
no
good
eyebrows.
Not just the good bits, but also the bad bits. You know what I mean? And secondly, I had to sort of G myself up for the fact that I was on calls all day today, and everyone I work with,
shave off my eyebrows.
Yeah,
I really can't deal with conference calls. What can I do through it? Shave my eyebrows off and see if they notice.
Everyone on the call was, I don't know whether they were being nice or kind, but they just didn't refer to it.
You could quite easily think, oh, it's just poor quality connection.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, I sat next to you the first time when you had no eyebrows.
His eyebrows are buffering.
Until...
Yes, exactly. At least we got an episode title.
Reg, that always makes me laugh when I told you about that, and you just shit, you've got no eyebrows.
That was mid-pod as well. That was great. It was a great moment. Yeah, I don't know, because it's the sort of time like when you can do pretty much anything and choose whether you want people to know. Like I could shave all my hair off and no one would ever know. I
think you should.
Yeah, that's what Shell said on Saturday. So
now's the time to try.
And now I have no hair.
That's a lie, because I saw your TikTok today.
And who was wearing a hat?
Wait, what?
Okay,
I was wearing a hat for the video.
We all have the ability to turn on cameras right now. Do it. Turn on your camera, Dan.
Hang on.
What?
Turn on your goddamn camera.
I'm wearing a hat, so it won't make.
Take your hat off.
Oh my god!
What?
I can see from the sides that you have actually shaved.
Yeah. That's all you need to see. It's fine. Hi, Reg.
Show me your face. I need
you
to see.
putting your camera on doesn't mean.
I know it doesn't, but if I'm showing you me, because Ash cut my hair and she's done a really good job, so I'm happy with that. Steve,
I'm really particular about my hair. Like, I used to have
coming over to see your no eyebrows, Steve.
Yeah.
There he is with no
eyebrows.
Used
to have the opportunity to get my hair cut by someone I know. And I chose not to. I wanted it done by a professional.
See, that's exactly where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Come on, Dan, we need to see.
Let's have a look. Can you see me now? Oh,
yes.
Wait, you can?
Yeah. It's blurry.
What fingers am I holding up?
You've 3.
Okay, cool. Oh, there I am up in the top corner. So, yeah, I've got my hat on. And there you go.
Oh, my God. It really suits you.
It really does.
I don't know. I feel like I need a bit more of a beard going on.
Wait. That's really annoying, because I was expecting to laugh out loud and really rip into you about it. But it actually, probably more than having hair.
So it's now, it's like maybe a 1.5 now, which is a bit better. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm on the fence about it.
I don't know about you, Reg, but I'm annoyed.
Yeah. In a way that if I did it, it would just not look anywhere near as good.
No, you'd look scary.
Yeah. And I'm the guy that used to have no hair all the time.
You've done it. I don't know what you're talking about, Red. You've done it loads. I keep thinking of when we went to Florida, and you were.
But it wasn't me that did it.
Right. You're scared of doing it yourself.
Well, yeah. Well, going back to that now, I don't think I could. Like, Oliver will look at the videos, and he'll hear my voice and look at me with no hair and be like, "Who's that?"
Fair enough.
Like, very confused as to like what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So imagine him just coming downstairs one day, me having no hair, he'll be like, "Where's me dad gone?"
Do you see all those videos, don't you, online of people shaving their heads off and then the kids reacting to it and like crying and stuff? Mm-hmm. So I have stuff to talk about.
Okay.
I've got a lot of stuff to talk about as well.
Is it Star Wars Day?
Yeah, we can get to Star Wars Day. I mean, I've had I know we talked last week a lot about like TV shows and stuff, but that's mainly what's getting me through at the moment. I think lockdown is some continuity with TV shows, and I'm freaking out because everything's finishing. Everything's finishing now.
Because nothing else can be filmed, you mean?
Well, I mean, and that, but it's coming to season ends on stuff. Like Better Call Saul ended last week.
Right.
Westworld this week.
Westworld, pending on the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you got up to, Dan, by the way, with Westworld?
I need to watch season 3. So no help to you, I'm afraid.
You can just binge the whole of season 3.
Yeah, in a day or so. It's only 8 episodes, isn't it? Yeah.
The Better Call Saul thing is annoying me a bit. Have you two been watching it at all?
No, not seen a single episode.
I watched season 1 of Breaking Bad and it wasn't great. So I just never bothered with the rest.
Honestly, I would say Better Call Saul is 10 times better than Breaking Bad. I've already talked about it. I talked about it on last week's podcast, but yeah, the fact that that's ended now, I'm freaking out. So I'm currently looking for suggestions as to things to watch.
Okay.
I'll take your silence as the fact that you've got nothing for me.
Well, I take that as I am unprepared.
All right, okay, fair enough.
Or you should just take that as the fact that unless you want to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Mickey Mouse and the Roaster Racers. But you know what is weird? Been watching the new Thundercats cartoon.
Right, and enjoying it.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this on the pod.
We did briefly.
We did.
That's fine, because that's very intense. But
who does the voice for it? Is it the same guy?
No, it's a completely and utterly brand new cast. It's nothing at all like the old Thundercats.
Sword of Omens, come to my hands.
Yeah, so that's now a plastic sword.
Of course it is.
And it's just it never really uses it for much, apart from trying to open jars and stuff. It's like a very weird thing. Like, it's still there, but it's a completely new variation of Thundercats. It's like a comedy Thundercats.
It's bizarre though that they went down this route though, right? Like, there's not been a Thundercats for how long, you know? And they decide let's bring it back, but let's make it nothing like the original. And
the Cartoon Network did a reboot about 4 or 5 years back.
Oh, right.
And it was dead serious, and it was like proper, looked quite manga-y in the way that it was done, and it just failed miserably.
Right.
So it was like, oh, right, okay, so no one likes that anymore. So the guys who do like Steven Universe and stuff, from the look of it, were like, fuck it, let's do a funny Thundercats and see what happens.
Well, I suppose if they were probably fans of it in the day, and they've just gone, that would be our dream project.
You know what is weird though, speaking of kids stuff, somehow, and I don't know how, but there's going to be a 7th Transformers film.
Yeah, I heard that.
Franchise. How is
Michael
actual
Bay.
Shit?
When you say how, is it because you've seen the last one and it felt like it finished, or how are they still going? How are they still popular enough?
Yeah, like where are they getting funding from for these?
So I thought they stopped doing these due to the fact that they did like Bumblebee and stuff, which is, you know, like they brought out of that franchise and were like, right, okay, we're just going to focus on these now because Transformers is done.
Yeah, but
and now they're like, oh wait, hang on a minute, Bumblebee was great, but we've got nothing else to do. Fuck it.
Was there 5? Was there 5 and then Bumblebee? Is that the 6? Or was there 6?
No, Bumblebees are completely different.
No, I know, but like, so there was 3 Shia LaBeouf ones, right?
Yeah,
Shia Bumblebee.
And then so that means there was only 2 with Marky Mark.
Yeah,
because that was supposed to be a trilogy. So there's where the 3rd movie comes from. And they had this. They had, you know, when the Marvel MCU was really starting to explode, every single movie studio was like, right, what franchises have we got? Where
G.I. Joe
cinematic universes. So there was a Transformers writers' room where they were like, right, what can we do here that are other movies in this series? And that's where Bumblebee came about.
Yeah.
So,
although while we're on the subject, we will get to the most important thing today, obviously, like we said shortly. But while we're talking about what else can we do in this shared universe of things, so there I was, minding my own business before, casually drinking my Friesch, when all of a sudden I spat it out because I was flabbergasted by what I seen.
Wow, you're really setting this up, Reg.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is cast as Tiger King Joe Exotic in a brand new TV series.
No, he's not.
What? No.
Oscar winner Nicolas Cage is playing the infamous Joe Exotic.
Right, I'm Googling it right now.
Netflix's Tiger King docuseries in a scripted TV series.
When you Google Tiger King,
is this happening, but there's 2 other shows happening in the Tiger King universe. Like,
wow.
There's so many different variations
going on, isn't there?
But there's that. There's also a new show where Katie McKinnon, whoever the fuck that is, I should really look at that.
She's Saturday Night Live. She was one of the new Ghostbusters.
There you go. She is playing Joe Exotic's rival, Carol Baskin, in her own separate show, while Rob Lowe and Ryan Murphy are teaming up for a different new Joe Exotic TV project altogether.
So I have some news about Carol Baskin.
Oh, you know.
What?
You know.
I know.
You know. All right, go on.
Killed her husband, whacked him.
All right, okay.
So there's a video going around at the moment of her doing an interview with who she thought was Jimmy Fallon. But it wasn't. It was these YouTube kids. So, like, she's notoriously been impossible to get hold of by anybody. Anyway, these kids emailed her and got a response saying, no, we're not going to do it. And then her husband replied to them and said, no, we're not going to do it. And they went on the defensive, like, listen, we won't talk about Tiger King at all. We just want to see how you're getting on during lockdown and how the tigers are and stuff. Anyway, they left it a couple of days and they got a response from her being like, look, as long as they get to vet the questions, that's fine.
No.
I know. So like they made this Jimmy Fallon soundboard, and like there's this like 10-minute long video of them calling her, like preparing her for the interview, saying, "Look, you won't be able to see him, but you'll be able to hear him, and you'll be on live TV, and he's promising not to talk about Tiger King." And it was fantastic because nobody's seen her since the movie because she's so fucking butthurt about it, and yeah, they've just completely ripped her off.
Amazing.
Honestly, I'll send you a link later, but it's absolutely brilliant.
Well,
absolutely brilliant.
When you Google Tiger King, you often get the autocomplete. And when you put TV shows or actors or actresses or musicians or anything in, it also will give you a little thumbnail in the Google search bar.
Yeah.
And like almost like a mini Wikipedia entry. It says Tiger King, American animated series.
What?
That's what it comes up with. I'm just saying.
Nice. So
when I Google it, you're absolutely right.
Nicolas Cage to play Joe Exotic and Tiger King.
Story on every single. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Just meant there's really no reason for it. And while we're also on the subject of no reason for things, I know we're going to fly through these topics because we've got so much random shit to talk about today. They're doing a Demolition Man 2, guys.
Oh, wow.
What?
With the original cast?
Sliced Alone has now just confirmed that Demolition Man 2 is actually finally happening.
Are they going to explain what the fuck it is with the 3 shells?
Didn't they explain that in the first one?
No.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Nope.
Yeah, one for...
Nope. There's a subreddit dedicated to it.
Well, maybe they will. Now, the one thing I'll say, Reg, you say that with a sort of a surprised tone of voice. Like, can you believe they're making a Demolition Man 2? Well, let's look at Sliced Alone's track record here. Okay, he's up to Rocky 7. Okay, he made another Rambo that no one wanted. He's made 3 of those escape plan movies.
I get it. And Expendables 9000.
Yeah, they've made 3 Expendables, and they're supposed to be making a 4th one. I mean, it's pretty straightforward that he has no new ideas, and he finds something that works, and he's like, right, let's go for it. I'm surprised it's taken him this long.
It's just I don't see some of those I understand because Rambo and stuff like that. You know, like Rocky's an easy film. He's a boxer. He can go back in the ring. Let's just crack on with that.
Well, he can't because he's 80.
Is he 80?
But
I don't know. I'm exaggerating.
They move on to doing the likes of Creed, don't they, where he's teaching his kid and stuff, and you know, it's all that sort of stuff. It's Apollo Creed's kid, blah blah blah.
Fine.
Like all that's what the Rocky films are now. It's nothing to do with him going back in the ring and stuff. It's about his kid. It's about Creed's kid. That's what those are. So that's fine with that. But Demolition Man had a proper ending. Like the only reason he was brought back here is to literally go after his old nemesis.
Right.
He's 73, by the way.
Okay, well there you go.
And that's that.
At least with that, that's like saying, oh well, you know, there shouldn't have been any more Captain America movies.
I mean, I believe that. I don't like Captain America. That's the worst one.
But the Winter Soldier is probably one of the greatest films of all time.
So it's Civil War. They're amazing.
No, but I stopped watching it after the first one.
And also, it's Lucas Lee. How can you stop watching Lucas Lee?
I mean, how is there anything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that you've decided you're not going to watch?
Well, as Captain America, because I don't like him. I think he's the useless superhero. He's not even that strong.
Wow.
Right.
So when you were sat watching Endgame, and there was that moment where suddenly he grabs Mjolnir and the entire audience erupts, you're just there looking at your watch.
Honestly, when he shows up, I have very much of the opinion of meh.
Wow.
Don't like him. Don't like him.
But it's
I
Lucas
think
Lee.
You just set yours and Reg's relationship back.
I'm an Iron Man fan.
See, I'm the other way around. I fucking hate Iron Man. I just think he is he's the poster boy for fucking TV. I'm so cool. I'm so smug. Like, I know that's his character.
Like you're the poster boy for Nerd OD.
Very well, but he's just. I just don't find him that entertaining. If I'm completely honest with you, I'm just genuinely not an Iron Man fan.
See, that's how I feel about Captain America.
Yeah, but he's not Captain America. He's Lucas Lee. That's all I ever think about when I watch Captain America live. If it was a different actor, I'd be 110% with you.
Here's a question, though, right? Did I ask this before? I've got a friend who's not watched any of the Marvel films. So would you start like first film first? Like,
we'd definitely start with Iron Man. Iron Man did a brilliant job of kicking it off. It's a great film on its own, and it just teases it towards the end. You have no idea that this is the start of a thing, and then Nick Fury turns up.
There are people arguing that you should start off with the sort of Captain America, Captain Marvel thing first, which is insane because that's like one of the last movies.
Yeah, no, because I think I'd say watch them in order of release, but the problem is once you've watched Iron Man, you've got to get through the Incredible Hulk, the first Thor, which is really good, but a lot of people don't necessarily like it, and Captain America, the first Avenger, before you get to anything that starts to be really good.
Might just skip a couple.
No, I'd still say watch them. But yeah, it definitely took a little while to get going. And I was talking to someone the other day, and they were, in fact, noticed that I was doing a quiz, and one of the questions I put in was how many Marvel films in the cinematic universe are there? And they said, are we including the Incredible Hulk? I'm like, yeah, because it is, but apparently people don't include it.
Well, yeah, because it's not.
But it is.
Mark Ruffalo. I know it is.
No, it's not Mark Ruffalo, but
people don't include it because it's not him playing the character.
No, but thingy, isn't Iron Man in it? Tony Stark's in it, and so is the general that turns up in Civil War. And
also, Spider-Man's been played by a couple of different characters as well.
Yeah, but they were never in the universe. Only this Spider-Man. But speaking of cinematic universes and Spider-Man, this is good. Sometimes we have an episode where segues just flow, and this is one of those episodes.
I hope you're not going to go into a Spider-Man one now. I know you are, because I know what you're going to say, but it would be amazing if it wasn't.
Yeah. So, has anyone ever seen the Teletubbies?
Uh-oh.
I know of it.
I know your answer. No, but anywho. So, have you heard about the supposedly official title for the Sony Marvel universe?
It's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. So, well, everyone's been saying, it's the Spiderverse. The Spiderverse. Great. You've got Spider-Man, any of the home films, Far From Home, Homecoming. You've got Venom, unfortunately, and the sequel that's coming up.
I like Venom.
I didn't really like it, to be honest. It felt like a 90s
awful piece
action
of shit.
Film. And then you've got Into the Spider-Verse, which is phenomenal.
Amazing.
So, they've started that. Plus, then you've got what's the Jared Leto one coming up?
Joker one.
Morbid. No,
Morbius. Yeah.
Morbid.
And then you've got another Venom, and anyhow, they've got this whole world set up, and there's going to be supposedly a Kraven the Hunter film for some reason, and a bunch of
others. They're doing the Sinister Six, aren't they?
Well, I think they want to. It sounds like they're doing movies to set that up, which sounds like
that was going to be the original.
Exactly. Plot. Yeah. Well, that was the idea from the Amazing Spider-Man, wasn't it? They were going to go from there into the Sinister Six, but that failed. But anyhow, so people have just been calling it the Spideyverse or the Spider-Verse. They've supposedly officially dubbed it Spunk.
Yep,
it's Spunk, Sean.
Well, actually,
Spunk.
Really?
Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters.
Jesus Christ.
Spunk.
Someone got paid money to come up with that.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
You know it's one of the executives at Sony, and everyone else has been like, but and he's like, no, this is my idea.
It's like, to be fair, have you we'll go back to this in a second, but have you seen that Cadbury's have spent $14 million
on the new logo,
changing their logo, and it's just got a swirly B?
Yeah, that's all. That's barely any different.
It does hardly any different.
I'd like a swirly B.
Bank to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Utter bank.
Yep.
It's just utterly ridiculous. But yeah, I genuinely, when I started seeing on Twitter when I was having a mooch through Twitter, the spunk getting that she just retweeted around like
spunk everywhere.
Hell is spunk
all over Twitter.
And then I was like,
all over my screen while I was scrolling through.
So many pictures, that's just horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Spider-Verse is just, why can't they use that?
Yeah. Well, if they don't want it to be Spider-Man centric, maybe they're like, well, we've got some other stuff, but in fact, have they anymore?
I think that they've still got all of the bad guys. They're allowed all the bad guys.
But they're all. It's all the Spider-Man bad guys, though, isn't it? I don't think they have got anything else.
It is, yeah. I think it's only the.
Well, there you go then.
The Spidey guys.
Well, I think everyone should just take a stand and not call it that, and just call it the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Eventually, they'll have to. It's like the DC could never seem to settle on what they were going to call their world, like with
hot mess.
Well, yeah. But it was because it was the DC extended universe, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And then it got changed to something like the worlds of DC or something like that. It was something that was implying that it's a multiverse, so we can have different versions of these characters without having to link them in. Hence why you've now got a Joker movie and why you've now got another Batman movie. But it just seems I can't see how this all goes for them, because it seems like you've got Wonder Woman and obviously Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Flash, Cyborg. They're all in this one world. Yet you've now recast Batman, and Ben Affleck says he's not doing anymore. So how do they handle that? Are they just going to give up on the fact that these aren't now connected?
Why is Ben Affleck bailed? Is he just of the opinion of I've done it now, that's me done?
Well, no, I think he was probably disappointed with how bad they were.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and also how much shit he got for actually doing it. And then he tried to do a Batman film, and he was trying to write it and stuff. And DC kept on saying no. And then like the studio would be like, no. But this is my take on it. This is what I want to do. When they said no, he's like, well, fine, fuck it. I've got other things I want to do.
Jesus.
So he was good because he really enjoyed the idea of being able to bring this brand new spin on Batman. And to be fair with you, must say about the last 6 live action Batman films, that warehouse scene, man, fuck my ass. That was an amazing bit of Batman fighting. That's Batman being Batman.
An amazing bit of Batman.
Yeah, it genuinely was. That saved that movie from being turned off. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved that thing. That one bit saved Batman v Supes.
It's been a long time since I've watched it, but that does ring a bell.
It was fucking brilliant. It was, in my opinion, if we had just a film of that, it would have blown the Christian Bale Batman films completely out of the water. It was absolutely phenomenal. It's just a shame they never utilised him the way they should have done. No. It was just so bad. But that's the same with all these characters. And I don't understand why they're insisting on still going ahead with like the Flash, and why they're going to go ahead with
the Flash
Aquaman.
Isn't going to go ahead now that Thingy's been. What's the guy's name? The actor who was supposed to be playing the Flash. He's been cancelled. Ezra Miller, that's it, because he strangled some woman on the streets. You've not heard or seen. What's that?
When did that happen? Shit, on the
2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Ezra Miller appears to have choked a woman in a bar in Reykjavik.
There's video of it. And
there is.
Yeah, and literally he just puts his hand round her throat and pushes her onto the ground.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's over.
Right. Okay. So now that's not going to take place anymore.
Yeah.
They generally now need to. Oh my god! Wow. Sorry, I just watched
live
it.
Reaction.
The actual shit are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, man. But yeah, so now that's not happening anymore. Obviously, the whole universe just needs to die, because you can't have just Aquaman and Wonder Woman.
No, but they were so successful that they're going to do another Aquaman. They're going to do another Wonder Woman. But do they just need to give up on crossing them over?
Yeah, if you just do standalone films like that, happy days. It's good. Yeah. Not everything needs to be the connected universe. They've learned that because their most successful films aren't going to be anything to do. Like Aquaman had no relevance to the rest of the DC universe in it, and that was bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bloody brilliant. It was just it was a bad film, but it was successful, and it was good for what it was. The Wonder Woman film, brilliant. Again, set back in the war period. That was a great film. Had no help from Superman, Batman, any of the other Justice League. Fantastic. Standalone, like just keep it like that. There's no reason for them to keep going through. Like their most successful one, Joker. Like, you know what I mean? They're all their standalone films. Keep it like that. Every single film now needs to go from, let's do a trilogy. No, fuck that. Let's share a universe. Let's get Betty off the street to star in her own fucking trilogy because she's there. That's what they're pulling at. They had amazing characters that they could have done something so special with, and they mess it up. But not only do they mess it up, they're like, fuck it, can you bring other guys in to try and make it better? And then they mess it up. And now we're getting the likes of fucking Suicide Squad 2 and shit. And just like, how does that even, like, I know that James Gunn is like, this is going to be amazing. And it's James Gunn, so it should be good. But and they've fucking even recast the entire Suicide Squad, haven't they?
Well, that's it. It's not it's a reboot, isn't it? It's not a sequel.
It's just utterly ridiculous. It's too soon to reboot. It's like the Resident Evil film franchise. Like they're rebooting that already. There's really no reason to. It's far too soon. Give it time before you have to reboot. Like we need to forget things before we go, let's go back into that, because I've got no interest in Suicide Squad 2 after Suicide Squad. So even though it is a reboot and it's all brand new ideas, I remember how bad that first one was. So I'm like, nah, that's fine. Go on without me. It's just...
Did anyone see the Harley Quinn movie? Sorry, I mean Birds of Prey.
Yeah, a couple of guys in work watched it and said it was really fun. I've not got around to watching it yet, but I should do because it's got the Huntress in it.
Yeah.
And I really like the Huntress. And it's
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. It's Ramona.
Yeah, it's also Ramona Flowers.
Yep.
So I'm rewatching Community at the moment.
Me too.
And what are you up to?
Mid-season 2. I've just had the animated Christmas episode.
Oh, I love that one.
It's just it's finally getting
pterodactyl.
You know, we were talking about what was it last week? We were saying about I was saying about Seinfeld and how once you get to a certain series, every episode is like, it's gold. It's that one, the one with this guy, it's the one where that happens, and every fan instantly knows it. It's starting to get like that.
Season 1 has only got I think 2 or 3 episodes that are really memorable.
It was good, but exactly. But we're sort of every episode. I'm like, it's this one. Oh, it's this one. Oh, it's this one. You know, it's the racist trampoline guy. It's the one where the pen gets stolen. It's the one, you know, the
and it was the animated
one. Yeah, it is so good. It is just really good. Well, so that would have been my suggestion for you to sit and watch, Sean. I'm
already all over it. I'm sort of at the moment. I'm like cycling through that, Bob's Burgers, and what else on Prime? Something else on Prime.
Have you watched The Boys yet?
No.
Right, there you go.
Watch that.
Watch The Boys, and also watch Preacher.
Right.
Preacher.
The reason why I brought up
4 seasons,
the reason why,
and it's done 3 or 4 seasons, and it's done, so it's completed. You can watch it from start to finish, and it's amazing.
The reason why I brought up Community though was I don't know whether you remember or not, but in a couple of seasons, what's her name shows up? Bloody Captain America, Captain Marvel.
Oh right, okay.
And she's absolutely amazing. It's Thingy from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Envy.
Yeah. Envy.
I love her so much.
That's still my ringtone.
Is it?
Cheap, yeah. It's just it's one of the greatest songs from a film.
Yeah, and I particularly love the film version.
Wait, which one? Hello Again, Friend of a Friend.
Yeah. It's by a band called Metric originally, and they did music, and then she sang over it. And
was it actually sing
better?
The version from the film is so much better than the proper version.
Did she sing it?
Yes.
Oh wow. Speaking of people singing, I think it's time. I'd like to talk about Sam Lloyd for a minute, if that's all right.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. It's a good job this isn't a video podcast, right? Because
I'm fine. Honestly, I was upset at the time. I found out was it Friday night, Saturday night? It was May 1st when they posted it on his GoFundMe page. It's fucked up, man, that we've got to have a GoFundMe in America for somebody. Because keep in mind, like, for those who are not sure who Sam Lloyd is, he played Ted in Scrubs, and he was in that show from start to end. In fact, I'm pretty sure he even did the shit season that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Did he do season 9?
I think so.
I think he might have been. So he was in, like, I mean, that show was on all the big networks. It was on ABC. It was on, was it CBS at one point? It's been on the big networks. So the people that were on that show, and keep in mind, he wasn't like, he was a supporting cast member, but he was on a lot of the episodes. So
but he's never going to get paid the big bucks. But you'd think enough.
My point is, he's on more than me and you. You know what I mean?
You'd hope so.
Absolutely. So the fact that he got diagnosed just over a year ago, not last January, just gone January before, with an inoperable brain tumor. And shortly after, they put up a GoFundMe for him because of the fact that he couldn't afford to pay his fucking medical bills, despite the fact that him and his wife are fucking employed, and they just weren't covered. They weren't they were covered for some of it, but not all of it. And to stop them from going bankrupt, they had to ask for £100,000 from fans. It gets to me. It really does. But yeah, he apparently the it wasn't his brain that took him. It travelled, and he passed away on May 1st, which is really sad. He
just posted a video as well, hadn't he?
Yeah. Well,
that day before or something.
It wasn't a couple of days before. It was actually before he got put into a coma. So he's been in a coma for the past 2 months.
Oh right, okay. That was his last fight.
That was his last video before the coma. So like he wasn't suffering, because up until then he was like working and stuff. There's videos of him doing gigs and stuff because they were fighting it off. But yeah, what was I going to say? They posted on the GoFundMe page a couple of days later, but that video got to me, the Sam Lloyd signing off thing. But I couldn't help but reminisce about the time when me and you, Dan, when we met him.
Yeah.
And when because he was in a band called The Blanks that featured in the show quite heavily.
that was the a cappella group that featured throughout Scrubs.
And they were they did Hey Y'all and Somewhere Over the Rainbow and stuff, and at the time when Somewhere Over the Rainbow was getting done by everybody, so they got a few views for that. But no, he came and they did a show at Chester at Rosie's, which is insane. This fucking city club from my hometown, and they played at it. And to be fair, it was like one of the best gigs I have ever been to. And this was well before we started up G.E.E.K. Well before. Well, oh God, it was what, 2012? No, before then.
A few years before, anyway.
Yeah. So, and he was like, because they did a meet and greet afterwards, and I've still got the audio because they wouldn't let us film. And you can hear.
So you sneakily just left your phone in your pocket recording the audio.
And you could hear them all like talking to us, and like Claire was really taking the piss. She was asking them to sign like everything. I remember the tour manager at the time coming over and being like, "You're taking the piss." But then he came to talk to me and Dan, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here." And he was really like humble. He was like, "Oh, it's really good to meet you. You know, did you enjoy the show?" And I was like, "Oh my God, he's been really nice to me, and I'm being a massive creep." And it was just weird because that was like my first real like celebrity meet, and I think it's that event. It's, you know, his sort of kindness and humanness that allows me to do what I do with you guys when we're making videos. You know, like how I can just bounce up to fucking Hodor and get ripped on by him because he thought we had a shitty
yeah,
pit.
Fair enough.
But I genuinely think that relates back to how nice Sam Lloyd was to me. I really do. And you know, I know there's been times when like, what was the name when we went to meet Dawn from Buffy, and I kind of lost my shit a little bit and was like, "Thanks for doing that, by the way, I love you," and then run off.
Yeah, okay. So there's still a couple of people.
Yeah, I mean, there's times when I've lost it, but for the most part, I think Sam gave me a lot of confidence to be able to, you know, to do what we do, and I just wanted to shout that out, really.
It's a good gig. We were front row center, and they did a bit where they pretended that they saw their manager in the crowd, and they picked our friend Claire. And
at the very start of the show,
it's Marty Ropebar, and dragged her up on stage and were singing songs to her and calling her Marty Ropebar, and then wanted her to sign a contract for them, and they got a roll of toilet roll, kitchen roll.
She still got it, by the way.
This contract on, and she signed it, and he was like, "Look, and it's 2-ply, it's carbon copy," and they peeled the 2-ply apart, and gave her half of it. It was amazing, so good.
That's amazing.
That was brilliant. When we walked into the meet and greet at the later on in the show, they saw Claire and they all shouted, "Marty!" I literally messaged her the other night and said, "Have you still got that toilet paper?" And she was like, "Yep, still got it."
It's on eBay now, but yeah.
But even, I mean, the band were super nice as well.
Yeah.
But they had props and stuff. What was that song they were singing when they got that old fat it was like this model of this old lady, and you press a button and it danced, it wiggled her hips. It was she's a maniac on the floor. And they're all singing that in a cappella, and they've got like this model woman that's like shaking a little butt. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I did have a segue from that, and I can't remember what it was. It was ruined. It was Buffy. It was talking about the
the Comic-Con, the virtual Comic-Con.
But if you're listening, pour one out for Sam Lloyd. Let's move on.
Okay.
The virtual Comic-Con that happened this week. This weekend.
So there's a lot of these happening, but this seemed to be better than a lot of them, from what I've heard. It was actually really well done and quite professional by the looks of it.
Well, it felt like a Wales Comic-Con, which was weird, but that's maybe because it was just our friend Dr. Jones.
Yeah, so they were doing panels, weren't they?
Reg, did you watch any of these?
I did not, mate. I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of Buffy and stuff, so.
And you have to pay $5.99 or whatever.
You didn't. It was free. It was on Twitch.
Yeah, only if you got on Amazon Prime.
All right, I didn't sign in. I just went on the site.
Yeah, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to things for free. Otherwise it's $5.99 to subscribe.
But they had Seth Green on it.
Yeah, well, they had.
Which I wasn't expecting at all.
They had a good lineup, and they had people that they wouldn't normally get to the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But also, one of the panels, didn't someone oversleep? I can't remember which one it was. I saw a tweet about it. I'll see if I can find it. But they were like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't realize how long I'd been asleep. Sorry." It's one of the actors that was supposed to be on this panel.
Well, I mean, the Buffy panel actually ran over by half an hour. It was supposed to be half an hour, and they went on for an hour. Wow. But they were just all really enjoying talking to each other. Anthony Head was on there, one of our interviews, if you remember.
Yeah,
he was.
Well, that was Marty Ropebar did that.
Yeah,
interview.
she did. But he's another good egg as well. I think Anthony Head.
Giles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Claire, what's her face from? She did the Smash Mouth video with us.
Oh yes. Speaking of Comic-Con Sings, finally made it through the High School Musical Internet Sings video. A while. They take longer than the Comic-Con Sings ones, because when we go out and we film them, we can make sure everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. Everything sounds right. People have said the lines right.
We've got that degree of control.
Yeah, these are a bit of a pain. and I get people to do multiple parts as well. Like I'll get people like stupidly. So I don't know whether everyone at home hopefully seen it. So we're all in this together from High School Musical. And there's a few bits that I was like, oh, let's get multiple people to sing this bit because then I'll layer them and harmonize it and all this sort of stuff. That's a nightmare. So I had like 30 people singing, we're all in this together at the same time. And then I had 6 people doing this other harmony and another 6. And the problem is they're all in different keys. Couldn't
you auto-tune them?
Well, yeah, but then it's too noticeable. It's way too noticeable because you're so far out. Auto-tune, you've got to be close to the note. It can only tune it to the note that you're close enough to. Whereas, at least when you're sort of trying to layer them and harmonize them, one problem is people are singing at different speeds. So you've got to try and sort of stretch one out. And then, but at least because everyone's layered over each other and you don't know who's singing, you can then sort of pitch correct someone. So one person, or if you listen to it on its own, they probably sound like a chipmunk, but you can't tell because there's lots of other people singing. So eventually, when I worked that out, it got a little bit better, but it did take an awful long time to the point where I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do a song this complicated again. Now, saying that...
I was going to say, and now you're going to pick one of the most complicated songs.
No, because, Reg, so I'll explain why. So we've decided... We've had... Well, at least I've had... I think everyone agrees that there is a bucket list song, and that is One Week by Bare Naked Ladies, right? Mm-hmm. That would be amazing. Yeah. Like, we're all big fans. Yeah. And it's one of those songs, it's just... Whenever we do karaoke, we go and do it, and everyone's always just like, "Oh, I can't believe you all know the lyrics" and things like that. I'm thinking, like, if we did this, we could pull this off. This would be amazing. And I know the Bare Naked Ladies would.
When you say we, are you talking about just like us 3 or us 4?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the plan for this? Are we getting?
Right. Well, let me get to it. So the point is, I was thinking, right, do you know what? Let's just go for it. What better time to do it than now? And we'll do it on the over the internet. Because
let's face it, all your dreams come true over lockdown.
Exactly. So there's no harmony in it. There's no people have got to do multiple parts apart from the bit we're going to do. But I'll explain that to you guys.
I love this bit already.
So it's a lot easier, I think, than any of the other ones we've done. Plus, people can practice the line. They can listen to it and they've only got to know one line. We're not going to tell them on the spot. They can just listen to it, get it right. And then I thought, no, I don't want cosplayers involved in this one. What I want is Bare Naked Ladies fans.
Yes.
So I got in touch with a guy that we met. Me and Reg briefly met at Stephen Page's gigs. So basically there's a guy who's been a massive fan of the Bare Naked Ladies for
Liam McKinnon.
Years. Yeah, so called Liam McKinnon. His parents were big fans and they brought him up on Bare Naked Ladies. I think he's about he's a bit younger than us, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of. He's not
unfortunately.
Yeah, but anyway, he somehow befriended Stephen Page, and he's now his sort of touring drummer, but he plays on the cajon.
He used to run the Bare Naked Ladies
fan site,
and blog page and forums and stuff. And then they asked him to do his Twitter, and then Steve Page was like, "Since I've left Bare Naked Ladies now, can you do my social media?" And he's like, "I'll do your fan page. I won't do your actual page." So let Stephen Page do his stuff, and then he does Stephen Page fans. So he does that, and then he was like, "You know what? Just as a nice thing, let's get you up to do a box like the cajon on one gig."
Yeah, he helped him on the UK tour, really, didn't he?
Yeah, everyone loved it, and then he was like, "Oh shit, okay, I'll tell you what, then let's get you invested." So he's been doing it since like Ships and Dips and stuff. He's just a genuine dead nice guy. I love chatting to him. He's just such a cool dude. So
he runs Steve Page fans, and he runs Get Bare Naked, which is a Bare Naked Ladies fan site. So I was like, well, we haven't got that many people that follow us on Twitter and things like that, but and plus we don't have that many Bare Naked Ladies fans that follow us, I don't think. But clearly there is a community of 20,000 Bare Naked Ladies fans that follow that page. So I sent him an email. I didn't even tell Reg about this because I didn't want to get him excited before it sort of all came together. I emailed him and said, what do you think if we sort of get together on this? We'll do everything. You just tweet it out and get people to join. And he's all for it. So I got everything together today. We'll be launching it in the next couple of days. But if you happen to know the Bare Naked Ladies, or at least know the song 1 week, and know for a fact that you could do a good job on at least one line. I
don't think I could do a good job.
Okay.
But I do want to take part.
Good.
So.
Well, I'll direct us. I know exactly what we're doing, don't worry.
I think I know what we're doing as well, and I'm excited about it.
But the main point is I put a little I've put a little form together. If you go to tinyurl.com/BNL singalong, you can fill in the details there, and I'll basically be in touch within the next week with a line for you, and we're going to get it together. I worked out that we need about
Reggie's little excited squeak then.
We need about 78 people to do this if everyone has a line each.
I've like I said, I'm also like a member of about 12 different Bare Naked Ladies fan pages.
Yes, exactly.
So I will more than happily be able to like fill this up. I think even though Liam literally will do an amazing job. Yeah. I've also got so I participated in the Steve Page live gig. He did from his basement for part 2. Awesome. I've got the audio for it as well for you, Dan, so you can have that.
Oh.
It was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like he played in the car, Dan. It was like it was phenomenal.
Reg doesn't mean he literally went into the car and played.
No.
He means he played a song called In the Car.
Yeah.
We were looking for ourselves.
Just like completely unappreciated
in the car.
Tune. But he plays Maybe You're Right amazingly well. And then he done the chorus girl, and it went on for like 10 minutes because he was just like, this song isn't really about finding a young girl. It's actually about me and just how I'm thankful that you guys love a good chorus, and that I've been glad to actually write songs with great choruses people want to sing along to, and I'm just looking for that next one because I don't ever want this to end. And then he just starts rambling on about random stuff, and then gets unmutes everyone's microphones, like, can we all sing along on this bit? Go la 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 la. So we all started doing it. He's like, I'm going to unmute you, and unmuted and there was 870 something people watching it, who just all of a sudden went and blew it up, and he had to he ended up getting logged out of his own stream and had to come back into it again. It was mental. But he played obviously What a Good Boy and Break Your Heart and stuff, and the set list was insane. He ended with Enid, for fuck's sake. It was amazing. I think he even said this is the first time I've played this solo, and he does it with quite a few songs as well. He's like, I have no idea if this is going to work, because I can't remember the lyrics to this because it's been about 20 years since someone asked me to play this one. And then starts going off on it. He's like, I'll get it. And everyone in the chat's giving him shit, and he's like, I can't stop looking at the chat. He's like, I need to stop this. But it's amazing. So hopefully we can get him invested. But as you're talking about Bare Naked Ladies, and if people are listening to this now that don't know of the Bare Naked Ladies, they are doing amazing live songs every day. They come up with a brand new quarantine tune to entertain the people. They've also done a charity tune with Michael Bublé and some other Canadian singers and performers like opera and stuff to raise money for the COVID appeal. And that's fantastic song as well. That one you actually have to purchase, but it is damn good. They literally just start releasing songs every other day. Just go on Twitter or Facebook and just type in Bare Naked Ladies, and there's loads of them. So if you don't know where to start and you think, I wonder what song's going to be good, they generally do most of their big songs, big hits. Just watch out for if Kev Hearn attempts to sing on any of them.
Just skip that one.
Just skip that bit. But no, honestly, that is just phenomenal. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to see this end product.
I really hope it works.
It will. And the thing is, it's going to be awesome because it's just going to be Bare Naked Ladies fans just wanting to show off all their merch that they've got. And I'm going to be like, oh, I've got that. I've got that song. Oh, this is amazing. Like, look at this.
Well, I'll read this list out to you guys. The one of the things I've asked, because I put a little message in our chat group saying, what can I ask people? Like, I really want to ask people, can you sing? But I don't know. I feel like that's asking a bit much. I don't want to put people off.
Ask them what their karaoke go-to song is.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make a difference. Someone could put, I don't know.
Well, no, but if they
and they could be terrible. Everyone thinks. But
it gives you a degree of what they think they can do.
Yeah, but that's not good.
No, it's like me. My one would be either Rod Stewart or a Bare Naked Ladies song, and we've all heard me sing.
But I just want. The problem is, you need someone good at the beginning and at the end, because if it starts off really bad and it's out of tune, people immediately like, this is terrible.
Yeah. And
at the end, you're always left with that final line that sticks in your head. But fortunately, this isn't singing. It's rapping, really, isn't it? There's a little bit of singing, but it's mostly sort of, But anyway.
That's the second time you've done an excited story.
What I thought was, in fact, what Reg thought, Reg had this idea, put a list of items that we want people to have, that are relevant to certain lines. So, for example, first of all, we want as many people wearing Bare Naked Ladies t-shirts as we can. So I've asked, have you got a Bare Naked Ladies t-shirt? Have you got any Bare Naked Ladies merch? And then we get into the weird stuff. So, have you got an Aquaman figure? Do you have sushi? Do you have a Leanne Rimes album? Do you have a Burt Kampfer album? Do you have Vanilla Ice Cream? A rug? An X-Files DVD? A Harrison Ford film on DVD? A Sting album? A Snickers bar? An Akira Kurosawa film? A samurai sword? A golf club? A Sailor Moon figure? A soccer ball? Or a calendar? And if you listen to the song and you read that list, everything will make sense.
Already got it. It's brilliant.
So I don't know how many Bare Naked Ladies fans listen to this, but join in.
I'm going to post this pod on the pages to be like, guys, this is our plan. This is our idea. This is what we want to do.
Shall I cut the bit out where you say how you don't like Kevin Hearn?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
In fact, no, don't, because I'm quite adamant. My thing. It's like when everyone's like, "There's no bad Bare Naked Ladies song and album," and I always come up going, "Do you remember All in Good Time?" And it's one of those people tend to think because it's their favorite band or artist or whatever, they can do no wrong. Like, I will die for the best.
Do wrong.
But All in Good Time was a piece of shit. Apart from You Run Away, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. So. Weird, but awesome.
Should we do the quiz?
Should we just cover one little thing before we end on a quiz?
Okay.
Oh, right.
Seeing as we're already an hour in.
Are we an hour in?
Yeah, 9.5 minutes. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
So today is May the 4th.
Yay.
Otherwise known as Star Wars Day.
By the time that this is released, though, it's going to be May the 6th, but... Never mind.
Follow our TikTok, by the way. We did a little, or Dan did a little video.
Yeah, that was really weird. So, May the 4th, I was like, I thought a couple of days ago, I'm going to do a little Star Wars quiz because that's nice and easy. And then I forgot about it. And then woke up this morning and was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. And for some reason, I had in my head, I want to do a round of Kazooie tunes. It's pretty accurate as well.
Fantastic. Before all of a sudden that just came into my ears.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to see if I could do one of those, like, one person.
And now that you have, that's all you're going to do now forever.
Oh Lord, that is now our TikTok. Every morning. I've left the tripod up ready. Yeah. So send your requests in.
Brilliant.
Nice.
But yeah, if you do want a bit of Star Wars fun, go to our Instagram and go do our.
It would have disappeared by the time that this comes up, surely.
Yes, it will, but then I'll put it as highlights. It'll be as a highlight on our
quiz.
Instagram page.
I didn't get them all wrong either.
No.
Oliver got
Reg did. Yeah, Shell beat you. Shell has only ever watched 2 Star Wars. And she beat you, Reg.
I'd like to say, oh no, but...
Speaking of quizzes...
But speaking of fucking Star Wars, before we actually end this, so obviously May the 4th is, for Star Wars geeks, the biggest fucking day of the year. So they always save some announcements and some lovely fun stuff for Star Wars days like today. So they've announced that I always get his name wrong. Taika Waititi is doing a brand new Star Wars film. He's directed it and co-writing it. And it's going to be coming out in the pictures, not straight to Disney Plus, like most Star Wars things that are happening nowadays. That's going to be huge and awesome. But they're also doing a new live action Star Wars series that's going to Disney Plus, and that's done by the lady. I forgot completely her name, but the lady who does Russian Doll, and she was in
Natasha McThingy. Yeah, so the one she was in American Pie.
Yeah, so they're doing the Disney show, and it's not going to be the Cassian Andor one or the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It's like a brand new series that's coming through. So there's going to be two new things coming out with that.
I don't know, Reg. I don't think you're knowledgeable enough for me to get my Star Wars news from.
Well, okay, I'll get it from another website then. That I'm still continuing to use while we discuss this. It turns out it was the writer from Russian Doll, Leslie Headland.
Oh, so the other writer. Oh well,
yeah,
well, fair enough.
The better one. Although I love Russian Doll, to be fair. Russian Doll was on
Russian Doll was great.
Crazy series.
Dying for season 2 because I want to know what the heck was going on.
Speaking of season 2, if you don't have enough content for a brand new season, you can release DLC for games. So they've also announced that was a really bad segue, but they've also announced that Fallen Order is going to literally launch today as a surprise free DLC.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, free DLC. That's nice of them.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you've got brand new cosmetics, a challenge arena mode, which comes like wave attacks where you go through it all. But you can actually create the challenges as well, which is awesome. And you get like new lightsaber cosmetics as well for Cal, the main dude. And if you haven't already, go back, just play that game. It's freaking insane. It's such a good game. It's absolutely incredible. So you need to play that. If people like you, Steve, who have a Quest, and people like me that don't but really want one,
yes,
the sole reason mainly as well of playing Vader the Immortal series. No, I don't have to care because that's now coming together as a complete trilogy package on the PlayStation VR. So I can sit there and be like, ooh.
I didn't like it, though. I didn't like it.
Why didn't you like it, Steve?
Just couldn't get into it.
Right. Okay.
Although a friend from work, Ed, he really likes it. Like, he's really into it.
Yeah. Well, Mike, who's been on a couple of our pods, he's got his Quest, who I obviously been using to play the games with, and he loves it. He's absolutely obsessed with the games, and I'm genuinely excited. I really want to play them, mainly for the dojos and stuff. But yeah, that's literally coming out very shortly. It says it's coming out this summer, which is going to be awesome. So if you don't have a Quest and you really want to play Vader the Immortal, just hold fire. It'll be coming up on your PlayStation VR this year. It's exciting.
Brilliant.
And then while we're talking about Quests and VRs, you can do a quiz in VR if you really wanted to.
Oh, right. I thought you actually had something else you were trying to get onto, but now you're just trying to segue.
Just one quick one then before we do the quiz and we end.
Okay.
Pistol Whip, which is the main game I wanted a Quest for, is also coming out on the PlayStation VR as well.
I watched the trailer for that the other day. It does look good.
Oh my God, it's one of the greatest things ever. Speaking of greatest things ever, just while we're on a segue of doing random shit, Street Rage 4's launched. And it's incredible. It's so good. Much like the trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. See, that also looks and sounds amazing. For once, they've decided, let's not just do what we always do and just do a collectibles huge map where you unlock brand new areas and do all this sort of shit too. They completely changed so much in it.
Yeah, well, they took enough time off, I think, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I'm hearing people complaining because they're like, oh, it's just a rip-off of God of War because it's looking at Norse mythology, to the point where the producer of God of War had to step in and go, we didn't come up with Norse mythology. Like, don't put that on us.
I don't understand how they freaked out over that.
No, people just want something to complain about, don't they?
Yeah, the fans of the show The Vikings haven't even gone, I'll tell you what, that looks really familiar to what we've been watching for the past few years.
Exactly.
Like,
and then the other thing is that people are complaining that it doesn't look like an Assassin's Creed game, which, like, well, give him a chance. Let's see.
Yeah, it will. At the end of the day, the trailer ends with him shanking the dude in the neck with his hidden blade.
There you go.
You know what I mean? If that's not Assassin's Creed, I genuinely don't know what it is. My only concern is the fact that they are launching on the PS4, Xbox One X, and the PS5, and the Xbox Series.
Really?
So
yeah, they did that.
Unity Part 2 is the only fear I've got. But I've got a genuinely good feeling about this. And again, it's going to be like Odyssey, where you can choose male or female when it goes through. There's so much stuff you can do to it. You can proper customize them all.
Awesome.
And just the level of detail, like I said, we haven't got enough time now to properly go into it, but it genuinely sounds like they've actually gone, you know what, guys, let's make this different.
Yeah, nice.
So
good.
I'm excited for that.
I still haven't played Odyssey, or what was the Egypt one?
Origins.
Well, actually, no, I say I haven't played them. I played them at EGX, but I haven't really
Origins was brilliant up until I accidentally ruined it for myself by getting the Final Fantasy Chocobo skin for my horse. And then I just lost all like stealth ability because I just go charging in to the middle of a base, go do, jump off, and then shank the first person.
Yeah, but they can't hear you singing the Chocobo theme song in the game.
No, it's like it's my war song. So okay. I go in, and that's me bumped up. Then I can't just go hide in a tree.
Okay,
I have to go shanking.
Right.
So. I ruined it for myself, but I got about 40 hours into it, so it's right near the end, and then just haven't been able to get back to it because I can't bring myself to do it. But it was really, really fun. Really fun.
Okay, well, shall we let Steve do his thing?
Oh, yeah, go on, sorry.
Do my thing. This might not work. You might not be able to hear it. So before I came on, I got really excited because I was sat around watching Mastermind instead of watching the finale for Westworld for some fucking reason. Forgot. And Mastermind was on, and this guy pops up, who's incidentally a quizmaster for a pub, of the same pub. It looks like the one that you go to in Chester, by the way, before the world went mental.
Our lounge?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, this quizmaster pops up, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do, my specialist subject is the View Askewniverse by Kevin Smith. And I was like, oh my God.
That's such a random thing to have on Mastermind. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always thought, like, what would be my specialist subject? Could I do like a Kevin Smith thing? Because as you guys may or may not know, if you've listened to all of the podcasts, you may have remembered when I got really excited about winning Pointless because of the fact that one of the questions were Kevin Smith movies, and which one was Pointless. And I came up with
oh, that's right, yeah.
Fucking. I said Cop Out and Jersey Girl, and both were pointless.
Nice.
Right, here we go. So we might not be able to hear this. Apologies if you can't. Let's try the first one. I tried to cut him off when he answers the question because incidentally he gets 10 right, so he did really well.
Oh, okay.
So let me know if you can hear this.
Okay.
View Askewniverse Films, a series of films written and directed by the American filmmaker Kevin Smith in 2 minutes, starting now. The films have various characters, plot points, and locations in common. Many of these locations are in the American state where Kevin Smith was born and grew up. Which state?
Okay, well, New Jersey. That's easy.
Yeah. That's question one.
Oh, right, so we now jumping in and just giving the answer so we know it.
See,
pretend that he's here asking you the questions.
The thing about this specialist subject is they probably, I bet it's going to be dead easy. Because
some of them aren't. Should we carry on?
Yeah, go on.
In Smith's first film as director, Clerks, after the shopkeeper Dante Hicks arrives at a quick-stop grocery store to find the locks for the shutters have been vandalized with chewing gum. He creates a sign for customers which he hangs outside the store. What does the sign read?
Really? Do you know what I mean?
They do get harder. They do get harder.
The writers of the questions are clearly sitting there going, "Oof! I mean, I've never heard of this. This must be difficult."
Let's keep going.
Which actor plays 4 different small parts in Clerks? These characters are named in the credits as Woolen Cap Smoker, Eggman, Offended Customer, and Cat Admiring a Bitter.
Which actor plays
Flanagan?
Yeah, is Walt Flanagan.
Yeah.
Next.
Mallrats was filmed in a real shopping centre, but many of the stores featured in the film have fictional names. These include clothes shops called Fashionable Male and Popular Girl, and a tanning salon with what name?
Oh, tanning salon.
Yeah, in Mallrats.
No.
I missed that entire question. I was apologising for Ash.
What's the name of the tanning salon in the mall in Mallrats?
Oh, don't know.
It was Burning Flesh. It was Burning.
Okay.
So we're 2-1 to Dan. Next.
In Mallrats, when T.S. finds out that Renee has dumped Brody, Brody tells him that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned for...
Sega.
A woman has no... hell has no fury like a woman scorned for...
Sega.
For Sega. Next.
In the end credits of Mallrats, Smith thanks a number of people who helped with or inspired the film, such as Sean, for bringing a pedigree to the project. Whom does he thank for deciding not to hike around the world?
Hiking around the world?
No.
Don't know.
Scott Mosier.
Scott, yeah.
Okay.
Right, next.
In Chasing Amy, what's the title of the comic book series created by the character Elisa Jones?
Oh, it's bugging me. I can't remember.
Isn't it Chasing Amy?
No.
Chasing Amy's the book he does.
It's something like it's 2 words, and it's like
idiosyncratic routine.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Yes. Thank you. That was hard work. Okay. Anyway, next.
Yeah, these questions are well easy.
When Holden and Alyssa play darts in Chasing Amy, they're in a bar standing in front of some graffiti that's written on the wall between 2 toilet doorways. The graffiti reads, "And on the 8th day God created..."
Lesbians.
No. Dan?
On the 8th day God created...
Yeah, I know this one.
No, go on.
Beer.
Okay.
It's next.
Yeah.
In Dogma, Bartleby kills a police officer outside St. Michael's Church after telling him, "Don't make me angry, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry." What's the name of the policeman?
Oh.
Don't know.
I do know. Oh, no. Go on. Do you know the answer?
No. I'm looking at IMDb now. Dogma.
Oh, Officer McGee.
That's it.
I know he was played by Ratface because Ratface is the production designer on a lot of Kevin's movies, and when they got him to do it, he did it in like some really weird California surfer dude accent, and they were all having a go at him for it. Kevin tells the story about it, and it's funny when he says it.
Next.
Which Oscar-winning composer wrote the music for Dogma?
Oscar-winning composer.
Howard Shore.
Yeah.
It was Howard Shore. Well done.
Thank you. Only because he tweeted about it the other day.
And I think this is the last question. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, 4 women pose as an animal liberation group and persuade Jay and Bob to rescue an orangutan from a lab. This turns out to be a distraction while the women rob a nearby building, which belongs to what company?
Oh, I thought it was going to be, what's the acronym?
I couldn't hear it because of the music.
Could you imagine? Right, I'll play it again.
Who's the company that owns the building?
Provasic.
Is that right?
The Provasic monkey. Yeah.
Well, now we know. I think Dan won. Sorry, Reg.
I did say that was going to be a fairly obvious one to me.
I wouldn't be very good at it because there was a lot of it was like, oh, yeah, it's there. Wait, hang on. Let me think.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, of course, got it. I know this other useless fact about that answer, but is that good enough?
I just couldn't believe that they did it. Also, what's interesting is like at the start, the questions were like really obvious, but then they just started getting like impossible. But I think there is a degree of what you were saying, Dan, like, oh, nobody will know that
they don't realise what's difficult because they don't know it.
Not knowing that that's like a meme for the whole fucking for the whole universe.
Exactly. When I was on 15 to 1, I got
just a little name drop there. Did you hear that, Reg? But, I was on 15 to 1. I
had a visual question, and when there's a visual question, so they show you a photo, they have to wheel out this TV.
Like in school?
Literally, they wheel out a TV and they go, "Oh, see Sandy Toxvig, there's a name drop." Turns to me and goes, "Okay, Dan. Oh, it's a visual question, so let's just wait a moment while they get the TV out." And everything freezes while they wheel the TV out. They just have to cut and wait, and then she has to ask the question. And it was, "What is this picture representing?" Right? And it was basically like, I'll describe it the best I can, but a tree that had sort of fallen over, so a lying down tree with a big sort of gap in the middle of it, and an amphibian sitting in it. Okay, that's the best way. If you saw the picture, it would make much more sense. But basically, it was trying to represent Toad in a hole.
Oh.
Okay, Toad. He was in a hole.
Yeah.
In a tree stump, whatever. And for some reason, I mean, I said Toad in a hole. Don't get me wrong. But afterwards, for some reason, I went, I wish I'd have said frog in a log. Because for some reason, it just worked. I didn't. I got the point, but I still didn't win.
Brilliant.
But, never mind. I might as well have said frog in a log because all good that did.
Just got on for poops and giggles.
Yeah, exactly.
Dan, I think it's that time.
Yeah, no, it's that time 22 minutes ago.
Good luck at cutting this down by 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, and by the way, if you made it to the end, we now put the podcast on YouTube as well, but not on our YouTube channel. There's a playlist on our YouTube channel, but it's on the Nod Network podcasting channel.
Ooh,
because supposedly a couple of you guys have got podcasts you're going to do, so you might, now you've got a home for them.
Well, and I do need to talk to you about that, but maybe off pod.
Cool. Right. Anywho, thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks, guys. A little bit of a shout out right at the end for Dave and his little.
Oh yeah, happy anniversary, Dave.
Anniversary, Dave. I've been Sean.
Yeah, happy Dan.
And I've been Reg.
Bye.
Next week.
Doodles.
Hey.